Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking over some new Oknife products and Olight products that have launched. And this month's sale is a Black Friday sale. The VIP started on 11/16/23 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and the official launch for the rest of the people starts on 11/20/2023 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Sale ends on November 27th, 2023 at 12 a.m. And now let's take a look at the knife. This is the newest version of the Oknife Rubato with the red Damascus G10 as they call it. It's a nice full-size EDC knife at 8 inches long with a 3.4-inch Tanto blade of 154 cm steel with a nice black coating on it. You have a nice little thumb ramp with some nice jimping there that does offer perfect traction. Being that it's a Tanto, you have a nice crisp secondary point here where the two grinds meet. Excellent for doing drag cuts with that secondary tip, or if you need to pierce into something and you don't want to go too deep, you can use this portion right here. Of course, you have that Tanto tip. It's not super thick, but it should be excellent for a piercing task. We have a good sharpening choil that should give you tons of sharpening life before it starts to widen up back here. We have a saber ground knife that comes down to around 20 thousandths behind the edge at the thinnest portion. Let's see how it performs. The knife came with a really good edge out of box and slicing very, very well. I felt really locked in. You got that nice high choil in the front, so I felt good. It felt good in the hand. I didn't feel like anything was poking and prodding me yet, but this is really light duty stuff. And yeah, you got a perfect amount of straight edge to do this type of cutting rather easily. No problem whatsoever. And now we move on to test the ergos and see how that edge wants to bite into it. Start out with minimal pressure, and it's biting into the wood very easily, very quickly. And another task that's going to be rather easy because you can get a lot of power into what you're cutting. I didn't have anything that I felt was starting to bother me here, and I'm starting to increase the pressure more and more. And the clip stayed out of the way of my palm. No hot spots that I noticed, and was rather comfortable. Now here, using that secondary tip to do the drag cut, that works great. And then using that Tanto section here and there to do the rest of the cutting. You can do stuff on a flat cutting surface, but it's not the easiest because at the end I'm having to pull it through the material. And I mean, that's the same goes for, say, a Wharncliffe. But at least with a Tanto, you can use that secondary point to do like some sort of like a rocking cut. So that works, as well as using that Tanto portion, kind of like if it was a drop point. But so far, so good. And here I wanted to make sure I could do this sisal rope cutting on a flat surface. And as you can see, I can do it. It's not the easiest. Now I'm going up by that Tanto to try it like that. That's a lot easier than trying to cut with that secondary point on back. So I decided just to keep it like that, I think, for the rest of the cutting. It was performing really nicely. The edge was very crisp. It had a good bit of bite to it. And that's been the case with most of the Oknife knives I've gotten out of box. They've all performed pretty darn well, and this one is no exception. And it's kind of crazy that this Tanto is performing as good as it is, because usually a Tanto, in that Tanto section, it's usually rather thick, but this one is ground decently thin and it's popping it fairly easily. As you can see, I'm using just that little bitty section of blade. We end up getting through 90 cuts before I run out of this length of rope. And that's one thing I love about 154 cm. It's a well-balanced steel. It holds a respectable edge. It's very easy to strap back, and man, it can take a nice sharp edge. Now, I usually don't go I don't put a polished edge or anything on my 154. I usually take it to about 600 grit and then strop it, because I love that nice aggression it takes. and I'm definitely happy with the way this one performed. Now let's take a look at the deployment and action of the knife. It's a dual thumb stud deployment knife, very snappy, riding on ceramic ball bearings. It has a crossbar lock, so as soon as you release that crossbar, it is frictionless. Very, very smooth action on this one, very fidgety action if that's your thing. Let's take a look at this handle area. Like I said, you have this red Damascus G10. It's a multi-layered G10, red and black. I think it looks nice. It was nice and comfortable in all my testing. No hot spots to speak of. Your pivot is a Torx T8. Unfortunately, they went with T6 for the body screws. I would have loved to see them all T8. You got a pretty nice sized lanyard hole integrated into this G10 backspacer. You have a deep carry tip up pocket clip that is inset into the G10, and the screws are countersunk, so it's not going to get caught on anything in the pocket. Sits fairly deep. You just have this little piece sticking up right there. Not bad. It is not tipped for lefties, unfortunately. We have tons of skeletonization on both sides to reduce the weight. Coming in at 105.5 grams or 3.721 ounces. Like I said before, we have a crossbar lock. Very solid lockup, no movement up or down, left or right. Very nice. This one is not a clutch lock, unfortunately. You can't adjust the action on this. It's size comparison with the Ontario Rat 1 and 2. Next, we have the Kaiser Mad Tanto and the Kaiser Lon. Last, we have the Kaiser Z82 and the Concept Warrior. Nitpicks and complaints. I really only have nitpicks. I can't stand when they put this big old O knife here. I wish they would have made it either a lot smaller, or I don't know, and they don't need to put the name on the knife. Put it on the box. No lefty carry. It doesn't really affect me, but I do realize we have some lefties out there, and I wish they would have went with T8 hardware throughout. Other than that, I think it's a really good knife. Very smooth knife, comfortable knife, and it performed really well. Now let's take a look at the other products. We have a new Olight i3E EOS. Great little keychain light. Put it on a backpack, whatever you want to do with it. This one looks really cool. I think it's called Lava Flow. That's a black with red stripes on it. These have 90 lumens, just a simple twist bezel, nice O-ring in there so you're not going to get any moisture inside. AAA battery, so easy to find those. Comes with a little ring on it, and it comes with a battery in there. You can get one of these for free if you're new to the Olight site and you sign up for their little membership thing. You get one of these free, and I'm sure these are thrown in some of the other bundles, but I like this one. Next, we have the Olight Baton 4 Premium Edition. Comes with this beautiful blue charging case. And then once you put it in there, it tells you how much charge this thing still has. Also comes with the cable to charge the actual charging case. And it comes with a little lanyard right here. So once this thing's charged, you can just put your light in here when you're not using it. It'll keep the light charged. The baton was actually the first Olight I ever purchased a long time ago. And for its size, it's an outstanding little EDC carry flashlight. You have the dual-sided pocket clip. You could clip that to the bill of a hat or wherever you want to clip it. And then you could clip this side to the pocket. You have some beautiful knurling on the aluminum. Love that cobalt blue. Love it. And then you got silver as accents everywhere. You have the magnetic base. And not long after I got this, I used it to do some work underneath my truck. I stuck it to one of the metal things because I needed some light. So I shined it down on the cement and it came back up. And it was great. You know, if you need to put it on the hood of your car or something like that, that works great for that as well. We have a nice side click right here. And on both sides, there's three. See if you can see that. You have three little green lights that come on. Like, let's put this on. So you're on the lowest power mode, full battery life. Now let's actually ramp it up. There you go. You're on the second power mode, full power mode, and back down to moonlight. The turbo mode on this light is 1300 lumens. It'll go 170 meters. This thing reaches out and touches somebody for such a small light. I was rather impressed. Turbo. It's a bright little flashlight. It's reaching all the way up to the top of those trees. Those suckers are up there too. Wow. Pretty impressive. No varmints out here tonight. Then you have high at 600 lumens that steps all the way down to 60 lumens. Yeah, look at that. For this little bit of light, this thing's pretty bright. That's 50 feet to that fence right there. You can see it. That tree. That goes 110 meters. And your medium mode is 60 lumens for 8 hours. That's about 50 yards to that tree. Pretty clear. Low mode is 12 lumens for 35 hours, and moonlight is 0.5 lumens for 30 days. This thing's very small at 2.48 inches. Bezel diameter is 0.83 inches, coming in at 1.85 ounces, so super lightweight. Battery is included. It comes with a 650 milliamp battery, 3.6 volt. Everything that comes with it, you have the baton for with the battery, wireless charger, USB charging cable, lanyard, and it comes with a pen tool, microfiber cleaning cloth, and of course the user manual. With the battery pack, you get a max of 5 charges and has a 5,000 milliamp battery capacity. And you can not only just charge your flashlight, you can also charge your mobile devices with this as well by putting the cable here, like instead of plugging it into the block that you plug into the wall, then plug it into your phone. So great little travel items. So I like this one a lot. Well, that's everything I have for you today. I will have links to everything down in the description. They are affiliate links, so if you want to help support what I do here on the channel, that is one way to do so. If not, no sweat it whatsoever. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave those down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.